Hi, and welcome to our video tutorial on how to host your next retreat using WeTravel. For those of you who aren't already familiar with our company, we provide a totally free set of online tools that can help you flow through the retreat management process as easily as you do through your Surya Namaskars. And that's exactly what we're going to do today, break it down step by step, and in a few minutes show you how to set up a retreat page, promote your retreat, and finally manage your participants' payments and other information. With our tools, you don't need to be a graphic designer, marketing whiz, or business buff. You just need a location, some dates, basic pricing scheme, and you're ready to get started. So the first step is to visit our website, wetravel.com, and then you can sign up either using one of your social media accounts or email. Today we'll use email. I am not a robot. Apparently it thinks I am. Great, so we can sign up. If you're co-leading a retreat, another good option here is that you can create a shared email account so that both you and your co-leader can access your WeTravel account. But we're all set here. We're going to click sign up to get started. And we'll get started. We'll upload a photo. Save. Great, and then I'm just going to choose a couple of interests. And we'll start exploring. Alright, so to get started, we're going to click the orange Create Your Trip button, which will take us into the itinerary builder. We'll enter our destination, Meknes, Morocco, and then we'll enter some dates. Once we've got that, we have the option to keep our trip private or have it viewable to everybody. For most yoga retreats, you'll want it to be public so visitors to our site can view your offering and join your group. However, it's also an option to keep the trip private so you can control the audience to whom it's marketed. So we're going to do everyone. We'll continue. And then we're going to give our trip a name. So, yoga in the Casbah. And don't be afraid to get creative. Think about what might attract potential participants to your trip. So then we'll choose, we got the destination and the dates. We're going to choose our cover photo. Great. So the first one that we're just uploading now, that's going to be the most important, is it's going to be the main banner picture at the top of the retreat listing page. If you want to add more images, there's an option to do so, but whichever one is farthest to the left here is going to be the one that shows up at the top of your page, and the other ones will be viewable in a clickable slideshow behind that first image. So finally, we can set a minimum and maximum number of travelers. Great. We'll confirm everyone can see it, and then we'll move on to the overview. All right, so the first box we fill in the overview is the trip overview. It's good to lead with a few sentences that describe the experience in general terms, basically to whet people's appetite so that they'll want to keep reading. It's also a nice place to provide information about the retreat center's amenities and features, maybe a bit about yourself and or your co-teacher if you're co-leading the retreat, and maybe a daily sample schedule if you're not using our click-through itinerary feature. We'll explore that option below in just a few minutes, but for now, don't worry about it. One last good use of this overview field is to lay out in writing the pricing structure for the retreat. It's typical that people may offer different prices for early bird registrants, different prices for different room types or occupancy levels. You just want to be super transparent from the start, so as prospective participants go through the registration process, they aren't surprised that for the experience they want, the price is X dollars, but the base price of the retreat might be a little bit lower than that. So below trip overview, there's these fields, what's included, what's not included, as well as the before you go section. So if you enter nothing in these fields, they simply won't appear on your listing page. But it's sometimes helpful to spell out for students exactly what's included in the trip price and what's not, just so there aren't any surprises later on. Before you go, down here can be a useful section as well. For example, if your retreat's international, you may want to remind students to check their travel documents, add a suggested packing list, or indicate if there's any recommended reading or recommended vaccinations, for example. Finally, you can indicate which of these attributes down here indicate or characterize your trip. So if we're going to Morocco and we're going to be combining yoga with culinary and cultural experiences, we may want to click spiritual and active for the yoga part, but also for the culinary, food and wine, and culture. And then we're all set with the overview portion. If you're in the early stages of marketing your retreat and you don't want to include a detailed daily itinerary at this stage of the game, you can always click No here and come back in and fill it later. Your retreat page is editable at any time, even if it's after it's been published on our site and you've had students sign up. But just for fun, we'll fill in one day of the itinerary just to show you how it works. So we'll click Yes. We'll say event duration, day 1, event title, about arrival, registration, and welcome dinner. Great, so you can elaborate a little bit on this down in the event description area, maybe spelling out exactly when people should plan to arrive at the retreat center or the airport, where they can check in, maybe provide some information about any planned group activities for the evening. And then finally we're going to click the image button, which creates a pop-up that allows you to choose a file that's relevant to the day's activities. So we're just going to show the surrounding area, let it upload. Great, I'll press save here, and day 1 is complete. And if I wanted to, I could click this little plus arrow here and add a day 2, but we're going to go ahead and just skip that for now. One last cool thing to note about our flip through itinerary tool here is that it doesn't actually have to be used as an itinerary at all. So you can think of it as a place to showcase a set of different captioned images. You could show different room styles available at the retreat center, the photos and bios of any teachers involved, different activities that you're going to be doing while you're on retreat. The sky is kind of the limit, so get creative and just have fun with it. Alright, so setting prices, which is most people's least favorite part of this whole process. But our current pricing system is based around a base price for the retreat with optional add-on options to allow people to book upgraded room types and sizes, book based on double or single occupancy, and opt into extras like special activities or services. And actually, based on user feedback, we're in the process of changing our pricing system a little bit to give teachers the option of either what we our current model, or switch over to a pricing model that features different packages at different prices. So more on that to come because we're pretty excited about it. But for today, we'll just demo on our current configuration. So first we'll set the base price for the retreat, and this can be done in any currency. We're going to use dollars, but you could set it in dirhams or whatever you like under the cost of the trip. And then you can opt to collect a deposit. We're going to say yes and collect $500 for the deposit. Next, you can specify if there's a booking deadline. Again, we're going to say yes. We're going to say 2 weeks prior to the retreat, that's September 15th. But keep in mind, you can always change this later if you wanted to squeeze in a few last minute procrastinators. And then finally, add-on options. So this is where you can include the incremental cost to upgrade, say from a double to a single occupancy, or from a city view to a desert view room, or opt into activities like massages or camel riding or whatever. You might offer private yoga sessions. You get the idea. So here we're going to include just one. It's an incremental charge of $500 for an upgrade from a double room $17.50 to a single room. It's $22.50. So that incremental price difference there to upgrade is $500. We'll say unlimited availability, and we're all saved, but if we wanted to add more options, we would just click add option here, and you have the option to add on additional upgrades. So this is probably my favorite part of setting up a retreat listing. It's the place where you get to create a questionnaire for your students. So this should include obvious stuff like contact information and safety stuff like emergency contact, food allergies, dietary restrictions, nationality, and passport numbers for international travel, and then also logistical stuff like locations, dates, times, flight numbers for arrival and departure. But beyond these key questions, the sky's really the limit. You can ask about previous yoga experience, previous retreat experience, any illnesses, injuries, or conditions, what your students hope to gain by going on retreat, whether they're traveling alone, and if so, what to consider maybe when pairing them up with a roommate if they want one. There's no limit on the number of questions you can ask, nor how long your students' responses can be, so you can ask very open-ended questions if you like. And so with this traveler questionnaire built out to your specifications, your retreat page is actually done, and you can start using it to promote your offering. So below traveler details, you'll see this box that says publish and invite travelers. So you can click this to do kind of a hard save of all of your work to date, and then also publish it so that it's viewable at its custom URL. It's important to note, though, WeTravel still has to approve any retreats that are going to be visible and open to the general public. So if and when you want to make the listing live on our site, just send an email to your customer support contact, which is probably me, jen@wetravel.com, or also info@wetravel.com. And we're almost always able to respond within 24 hours to get your page published. So once you publish, press the green button. We're going to do that now. See, this will pop up, and you can use the buttons to share it via Facebook or Twitter, and there's no need to wait on our approval to take these next steps. The listing is still, quote, private, but it's totally functionable and shareable, and we're going to click the link just so we can see firsthand the finished product. Voila. So this is what your prospective participants will see when they come visit your trip page. So at the top right hand of the page, participants can register by clicking this Book Now button. And remember that the associated figure above reflects a base price with the add-on options presented as the student goes through the registration process. So below this, also along the right-hand side of the page, are these buttons for sharing the listing via social media. And you can use these, but so can your students who've already signed up or any friends or colleagues who might want to support you. And then at the bottom, you'll see your click-through itinerary, hopefully with lots of eye-catching images that will make people really excited about the prospect of going on retreat with you. Remember, we just included one, but if you had included more, there'd be an arrow here where you could click through to see day 1, day 2, day 3, etc. So once your page is finished and is published by you and subsequently approved by us, it will be, quote, live on our site and visible to the general public, provided that you want it to be. And this is when you can really get off to the races in terms of your marketing. So you might have already shared the direct link via social media, but you can also, for example, use it as a basis for an email campaign saying something like, hey, check out my retreat, which has been featured by WeTravel, or something like, registration for my Morocco retreat is officially open today. Click here to be the first to sign up. And also, if you have a website, an important final step in terms of getting the most administrative support from the WeTravel platform is to integrate the listing and your own personal site. So it's great to include information and images about your retreat to get people excited on your website, but sometimes it can feel like overkill to try to include every last detail about daily activities and what to pack or all available room options. So lots of our retreat organizers use their WeTravel retreat page as a complement to their own site. It provides kind of a clean, well-organized template for providing all the details in a user-friendly interface. And you can keep things simple with your site and then just add a button or a hyperlink directing people to registration via WeTravel. So if I go here, under My Trips and Manage Trip, give it a second, there's also a feature here, there's a button that generates code to create a boxed feature that can be embedded in your personal site. And also if you visit the stories section of our site and then go to WeTravel headquarters stories, we have tutorials on how to do this in WordPress, Weebly, Wix, and Squarespace. We've covered how to create your retreat page and start promoting your retreat with it. So now we get to the fun part. What happens when someone wants to sign up? So let's say that I just read all about your retreat. I'm totally on board and ready to pull the trigger. From then on, it's super easy. I just click Book Now. And then I select the number of travelers I want to register. We're going to say that I'm flying solo for today. And then any upgrades I want to choose, but say I'm on the cheap, I'm just going to stick with the double room, so I will not click that. And then you go ahead here and enter, there's two choices. So if I decide that I want to pay by bank transfer from a US checking account, there's no fee incurred at all. If I opt to pay by credit card here, which is another option, instead I agree to pay the 2.9% processing fee that goes straight to the credit card companies. And then after completing payment, the next step is to fill out the participant questionnaire, which is a list of questions that we put together when we set up the retreat page. And what's cool about this, I'm not going to go ahead and go there because I don't want to spend the time filling out all of the banking account details, but what's cool about this is that all of the participants' responses are automatically stored on the organizer's dashboard, and they can be downloaded as an Excel file for easy information management. So it's all really there at your fingertips. All right, so let's take a look at what you see as an organizer when you visit the Managed Trip button under your dashboard. So on the traveler roster here, you can see, you can click actions to start. Let's do that. You can see booking details. So Evan's our first sign up. Here's his contact information, how amount he's paid, his balance due, and then all of the information that he's provided via the traveler questionnaire. Other actions, you can view his profile, send him a message, issue a refund, or cancel his booking. And then finally, this custom price feature is a good one to note. Say, for example, if you wanted to offer work trade or a need-based scholarship, it might come into play. Under funds and payouts here, you can see payments made by your students to date. And because these payments are processed by Stripe, they're typically available within 3 to 5 business days for bank transfers or 1 business day for credit card payments. And then at this point, when they're available, they show up on this line item here. So when the funds become available, in order for them to be paid into your account, you'll click down here to initiate a new payout. And you can pay out, it's important to note, not just to one account, but you can set up payouts to your bank account, your co-leader's bank account, your retreat center, or any other vendors or partners that you may need to pay. But then keep in mind that prior to initiating the payout, you need to go to payment settings. You'll click this button, I've already done it, but here's my account here. And you'll need to just add the recipients that you'd like to create the payouts toward. All right, so back to this page then, if we were to initiate the payout, we'd say US bank account, there's my account show up. If we click continue, I'd be paid. And then we'll visit the right-hand side of the page with this basic trip overview. And then below that, we have some tools for promoting our trip. So you can share it here via different social media channels. You can send it to friends on Facebook, create a trip flyer, or as we discussed previously, embed it in your website. Below that, we have the messaging functionalities. So there's just a blanket message all travelers. There's templates for requesting missing traveler information or payment of balances due. Those are templates that can be customized so that you get the language just how you'd like it to be. That's pretty much it, I think, for this page. So I just wanted to wrap up and let everyone know that our mission is really to take as much of the pain out of the retreat management process as possible, hopefully allowing you to focus on why you're really there, which is to teach. We work with teachers totally fee and commission free, and we've got staff dedicated to answering any logistics or technical questions you may have. On that note, I'll sign off for today, but please be in touch if you're a current or aspiring retreat leader looking to make your life a little bit easier as it relates to managing your offerings. On behalf of the whole WeTravel team, namaste, take care.